Hello everyone, welcome to the video session of compensation management. In the previous video session, we had discussed about the meaning and characteristics of reward management as well as achieving general and specific aims in reward management. So today we'll discuss about the part 2 of overview of reward management, which comprises of the contextual factors and the fundamental concepts in reward management. So let's begin with the contextual factors. Now when we discuss about the contextual factors, we keep in mind two factors, that is two contexts. One is internal and one is external context. So these are the factors which directly or indirectly affect the reward policy of an organization. So internal context includes the organization's culture, organization's business or sector, work environment, people, business strategy, and political and social climate. Whereas external context comprises of globalization, rates of pay in the marketplace, the economy, the societal factors, and the trade unions. So first, let's have a look on the internal context. The first one, it is organization's culture. Now, organization's culture consists of the shared values, norms, and assumptions. And so, reward practices must fit in with the culture and should support the culture. The next one is organization's business or sector. Now the business or the sector of any organization, for example, manufacturing, retail, financial services, NPO, or maybe government services or education services, it will govern it at its ethos and the core values. And so it will influence the type of people it employs and the degree to which it is subject to turbulence and change. The next one is the work environment. Now, the ways in which the work is organized, managed, and carried out will influence the pay structure and the use of contingent pay. The next is the people. Now, the reward strategies and the policies should be framed and taken into account of the different needs of people by segmenting the rewards. Now, if we take the examples, that means the people who are attracted towards the financial rewards, maybe the directors or managers rather than the charitable institutions. Business strategy. A business strategy determines that where the business is going, whereas the reward strategy determines that where the rewards should go. So integrating the reward strategy with the business strategy will lead to the accomplishment of the business goals. And the next is political and the social climate. So the organizational politics and the societal factors, such as the way people interact, will affect how the organization functions and reward management it adopts. So these was the internal context. Now let's have a look on the external context of contextual factors. The first one in it is globalization. Now globalization requires the organizations to move people, ideas, products and information around the world to meet the local needs. So traditionally employees, we can say the expatriates were rewarded by the host company in isolation, but nowadays it has become more strategic across the international boundaries. The next is rates of pay in the marketplace. Now, the market rates or the going rate level has to be taken into consideration by the organizations if they want their pay to be competitive enough. The next is the economy. So economy, whether it is a boom or in a bust mode, will definitely affect the reward policies and practices of any organization. Societal factors. Societal factors or the societal views about the rewards held in the society at large may affect the internal reward policies. Next is the trade unions. Now trade unions influences the reward practices through the pay negotiations, policies of job evaluation, pay structure and the performance related pay. So they do have the equal voice in the development of reward policies and practices. So this was the contextual factor which affects the reward policies. The next one we move on to is fundamental concept. The first concept is resource-based view. Now the resource-based view is referred to the range of the resources in the organizations, including its human resources, that produces its unique characters and create the competitive advantage. And so we always integrate the reward policies with the human resource policies. Next is the human capital management. Now, human capital management is an integrated effort to manage and develop human capabilities to achieve significantly higher level of performance. Now when we compare that to the human process advantage, we can clearly distinguish between both of them. That means human process advantage refers to the establishment of the difficult to imitate highly evolved processes within the firm, whereas human capital management refers to employing the skillful and intellectual employees. The next is the motivation theory. Now it explains how motivation works and the factors that determine its strength. It deals with how money and other types of benefits or rewards affect the motivation to work and the level of performance. So the four main categories of motivation theories are the instrumentality theory, content or need theory, process theory, and cognitive evaluation theory. The next concept is principal agent theory. Principal agent theory is based on the supposition that the separation between the owners, that is principal, and the agents, that are the managers, means that the principals do not have the complete control over the agents or the managers, we say. The next is, and the last is, psychological contract. It is a set of unwritten expectations between the employees and the employers. So it is a system of belief that encompasses the actions employees think are expected of them and what responses they expect in return from their employer. So these were the fundamental concepts involved in reward management, as well as the contextual factors that affect the reward management policy of any organization. Thank you so much.